Today I'm going to show you how to make a bakery style pizza. You're probably saying, what's a bakery style pizza? I call it bakery pizza because it's pizza my dad used to make. And basically we do a focaccia and we par bake it so that it's done, it's light, it's airy. And the trick here is now I'm going to turn it into pizza. The secret ingredient is olive oil. What I'm going to do is, and with most focaccias, you're basically frying the dough in the pan, right? So all this oil is gonna get into that dough. It's gonna make it crisp on the outside, but it's soft on the inside. Rub it in. I like to do both sides so that we're gonna get this baby to fry up real nice. It doesn't really absorb it, right? It just really is gonna crisp the edge up. So now with that being said, I build it upside down. What do I mean by that? For me, I like to use cheese on the bottom. So I like to use actually provolone because I think it's got a really nice snap to it. It's got a really nice melting point rather than mozzarella. So I put beautiful provolone on top. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh yeah, could you use mozzarella? Yes, but I think the provolone is nice. And you don't have to worry about the cheese melting. It's gonna be like a nice flat layer or sheet of cheese, which is great. So now I go with a nice plum tomato here, right? And whatever you like in your pizza sauce. Me, I always like to put olive oil. I put salt. Depending, I always taste it to see if it needs a little sugar. I put a little garlic powder, so I'm gonna taste it in case. I like my tomato sauce to have a little hang to it. So, little garlic powder, oregano, salt, pepper, olive oil, and this is sweet enough. I might put a splash of sugar, just a little dish. I'm a sweet guy. Now, because the dough is thick, I try to go heavier with the tomato sauce because of the fact that you want it to carry through. Right, you want to kind of like put that on there, and as you're biting it, for me, pizza, the balance is the marriage between the dough, the cheese, and the sauce. If you have too much of any, it's too much. It's got to be perfectly blended, and for this one, we're going heavy sauce because the dough is really thick. But this focaccia is light and airy and delicious. Oh yeah, look at that. And I got my oven preheated to about 400 degrees. Now remember, this dough is already cooked about 3/4 of the way. And if I would have put the tomato or the cheese right on top, it wouldn't have rose as much. And it might have been too much. It doesn't need a lot. Right now, I just need it to really crisp, and I want to finish this tomato and melt the cheese. Okay, so I'm going over here. Okay, so now that I got a sauce on, I'm gonna put a little bit of Parmesan because I feel like it just adds a little bit more flavor to that. And then last, the secret weapon is this cup and char pepperoni. Nice and thick. Now, depending on how thick your pepperoni is how long it could stay in the oven. You want it to be a little crispy, but you don't want it to kind of be burnt. So I kind of like overlap them, right? So I'm gonna use a lot of pepperoni because I want this thing to be loaded with pepperoni, but these guys are gonna shrink in the oven. So I kind of like it's almost like decorating a cake here. I always like, I don't know, when I make my food, I always want it to like look good. I feel like even raw, it should look good. I have I'm OCD, so I always want things to be symmetrical. So I'm just gonna kind of layer this pepperoni on. Oh yeah. And this is something that we actually do at the bakeries, but it's Sunday. My kids are like, we want bakery pizza at home. So I just brought the ingredients home and I'm finishing it. Wait till you see this thing. This thing is gonna crisp up. It's gonna be beautiful. And I know it seems like a lot, but when this goes in the oven, you'll see. They're gonna kind of like shrink and cup and char. but this cup and char pepperoni is to die for. It's Sunday in the house, so we got a bunch of stuff cooking in the background. We got the familia coming over in a little bit, so we got to make a little something for everybody. You know, sometimes when you get Sicilian, it's just too dense. Like it's like bada boom. You know, you eat a slice and you feel like, oh man, like what did I just do? Like I did too much, right? But this, because it's thick and it's a light on the inside, it's really nice. When you eat it, you want to get that crispy bite, and it just really balances so nice. Oh yeah, coming down to the wire. Now we're gonna stick this guy in the oven. Come on. Put this right here. I'm gonna bake this for probably, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm gonna stick a little spatula underneath and make sure that I get the crisp that I'm looking for.
What's your go-to pizza topping?
I like sausage or pepperoni. Pepperoni or sausage.
Thin crust or thick crust?
Depends on the day, but if I gun to head, I go thin crust.
Is there a secret to getting the perfect stretch on pizza dough?
The secret is the temperature of the dough, right? Temperature, temperature, temperature.
What's the one ingredient people don't use enough on pizza?
Probably sauce. I would say sauce. I think the sauce gives it a nice twang that when you bite it, it's memorable.
What's the best way to reheat pizza?
The best way is in the oven, right? An oven for reheating pizza is definitely the way to go.
So no one reheats pizza in a microwave here?
I mean, that's kind of like sacrilegious, putting the pizza in a microwave. I mean, you know, I would probably rather eat it cold than microwave. I'd rather take it out of the refrigerator and eat it cold, which isn't a bad thing. But I take it out of the before I put it in the microwave. Oh, so beautiful. Come on. You come with me, partner. Okay. So now I'm gonna cut this baby up, but it's light. It's got body to it. Mario, come try Mario.
All right, let's do
You
it.
get a plate?
Of course I got a plate.
That's it for you. And that's it for me. Okay, now look at how nice, crispy that bottom is, but light and airy on the inside.
Salud.
Don't burn your face off.
Delicious.
That pepperoni with the balance of sauce and cheese, that crispy bottom, bakery pizza, she's a winner.
For yourself?